All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are breaking down the science of manifestation. You ever look at someone and just think, how are they so lucky? It's like they think about a new job and boom, a recruiter calls. They picture a different kind of life, and next thing you know, they're living it. But then so many others are working just as hard, doing all the right things, and still feel completely stuck. What's going on there? And this really gets to the heart of the paradox, right? You've got one person who's so disciplined, writing their goals down every single morning, but their life just doesn't change. Then you have someone else who just kind of dreams of a life, and somehow they actually start living it. There has to be some kind of hidden mechanism at play that separates these two realities. And that brings us to a really crucial point, this idea of manifestation. It's not some magic trick or a fairy tale. It's about alignment. It's about building a bridge between your inner world, your own biology, and the external world, which, believe it or not, has its own set of rules. So it's not about just wishing for things. It's about literally becoming a magnet for what you desire. So our first section here is all about this idea of alignment. We're calling it tuning your reality frequency, or, how the universe is actually hearing you. Let's kick this off with a powerful concept that's actually inspired by physics. At its most fundamental level, everything in the universe is just energy and vibration. Everything. The chair you're sitting on, the air you're breathing, and yes, even your thoughts and your emotions. They all have their own unique vibrational quality. And this leads us to what's known as the law of vibration. The best analogy is an old school radio. If you want to listen to a jazz station, you have to tune your dial to the jazz frequency. It's simple, right? You can't tune into a rock station and then get upset when you don't hear jazz. The universe kind of works the same way. It's not trying to reward or punish anyone, it's just matching frequencies. And this is the key insight. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If your main vibe, your dominant frequency is one of need or lack, well, you're broadcasting a signal of not having. And the universe can only send you more experiences that match that signal. So to attract abundance, you have to first vibrate with the feeling of abundance. So, okay, if our personal frequency is so important, how in the world do we change it? Well, that takes us from a big concept to some real concrete biology. Section 2 is all about reprogramming your brain's filter, the actual biology of belief. Tucked away deep inside your brainstem is a bundle of nerves called the reticular activating system, or just RAS for short. Now, this isn't some abstract idea. It's a real, physical part of your brain, and it plays a massive role in the reality you experience every single day. The easiest way to think about the RAS is as your brain's own personal gatekeeper. I mean, every second you are getting bombarded with millions of bits of information from your senses. Your brain can't possibly process all of it, so the RAS steps in and filters everything, only showing you what it decides is relevant. So what determines relevance? Your beliefs. This is so crucial. If you have a deep down belief that you'll never succeed, your RAS will literally make you blind to opportunities, helpful people, or brilliant ideas, even if they're staring you right in the face. It just filters them out. But, and this is the amazing part, if you change that belief, you are reprogramming your gatekeeper to start highlighting those exact same opportunities. They were always there. You just couldn't see them before. Okay, so we're starting to get the why. We've got the conceptual framework and the biology. So now let's talk about the how. Our next section gives you a practical daily framework, the 4-step alignment protocol. Here are the 4 steps: radical consistency, feel the future first, the 80-20 golden ratio, and dismantle the because. And here's the deal. You can't skip any of them. For this protocol to really work, you've got to apply all 4. Step 1 is radical consistency. The best way to think about this is like going to the gym. You don't get strong by lifting weights once a month, right? You get strong by showing up consistently, day in and day out, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Honestly, the #1 reason manifestation fails for people is because they just stop practicing. All right, step 2, feel the future first. This is where most people get it completely wrong. They repeat affirmations over and over, hoping the words will magically make them feel good. That's backward. You have to generate the feeling first, the joy, the success, the love, and then you speak the affirmation. The emotion, that's the energy. That's the frequency that makes the words powerful. Step 3 is the 80-20 golden ratio. Look, you can't spend 10 minutes in the morning feeling great and then spend the next 14 hours complaining and stressing out. Your average emotional state throughout the day is what's sending the strongest signal. The goal here is to spend about 80% of your day in positive emotions like peace, gratitude, joy, which leaves 20% for, being a human and having a bad day. And finally, step 4. This one requires us to do some digging and dismantle our own mental blocks. So you have to ask yourself this question. What is my limiting belief? What's the hidden anchor that's keeping my ship stuck in the harbor? Here's a super simple formula to find it. Just complete this sentence. I am experiencing this negative result because. For instance, I am broke because the economy is bad. That statement right there, the part that follows because, that isn't a fact. That's your limiting belief. And that is what you have to change. This brings us to our final section, and it's the piece that connects all of this internal work to the physical world. It's the missing link, action. This is where your intention finally meets reality. Let's bust a common myth right now. Manifestation is not about just sitting on your couch and waiting for a pizza to magically appear. What it does is create synchronicity. It creates a collision between you and an opportunity. But here's the thing about collisions. You have to be moving for one to happen. This is where the idea of inspired action comes in. When you're really in alignment, you'll start getting these little intuitive nudges, a sudden urge to call an old friend, or drive down a different street, or go to some event. Your logical brain might immediately say, that's a waste of time, but your intuition, that gut feeling, says, go anyway. Trusting that nudge, that's the physical proof that you believe your goal is on its way. So, when you boil it all down, the biggest takeaway is this. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your reality. Your thoughts are the blueprints, your emotions are the fuel, and your inspired actions, well, they're the construction crew. And hey, if you're not happy with your current reality, don't be discouraged by it. Just see it for what it is, a simple reflection of your past thoughts and your past vibrations. The real power is knowing that you can start changing your current thoughts right now in this very moment to begin building a completely new future. So this all brings us to one final question. You have the blueprints, you have the tools, you understand the science. The only question left is what will you build next?